in GDP, the contribution from the three sectors we have seen. So agriculture sector contributed very less, that is what to call as 19 percentage is as per the world, that is 2015 and 16, whereas industries and services contributed a good. So service sector contribution is a 53 percentage to the GDP. So it doesn't mean that all the activities of the service sector contributing. One part of the service sector is growing well, but all the activities in service sector are not growing equally. Okay, how can we say many of these service sectors are classified into two things. One is highly skilled activities and another is unskilled activities. So at one end we find there are a limited number of services that they employ highly skilled and educated workers. See, doctors, highly skilled one; professors, highly skilled one; engineers, highly skilled one. Okay, so here then software, we find there a limited number of people working and they are earning good salaries. Due to that, the service sector contribution to the GDP is good. And another hand, unskilled activities of these services are not increasing. Okay, that means a large number of workers engaged in service activities where the salaries, that means the income earned by those people is not good. Okay, shopkeeper is there, it is also part of this service activity. So does this shopkeeper earns a good income? It depends on the seasons, it depends on the customers, it depends on the price there. So this shopkeeper may not earn a good income. Now repair person who repairs cycles and bikes, then vehicles, their wages, that means their income is not at all good like highly skilled people who are earning good income in services. Transport persons, rickshaw pullers, auto drivers and auto wala, rickshaw wala, they too do not earn a good income. So these people face a lot of difficulty in earning a livelihood. They do not have other opportunities for work. That means they may not join in a other service activities because they are required highly skilled high skills required, high many skills are required there. Okay, so doctors, they may get good income because they are in good profession. So in service activities, one part of the service activities where highly skilled people are there earning good income. In another part of the service activities, we find they are facing a lot of difficulty in earning a livelihood. Understand? So what we conclude here, only one part of the service sector is growing very much. What about another part of the service sector? It means that the government should create some policies encouraging the another part of the service activities, okay, by extending the loans. Understand? So to understand that why employment not shifted, okay, we will study the employment in India taking another classification, that what we call organized and unorganized sector. Okay, how is employment in India in organized and unorganized sector. Dear students, here we have studied three sectors of the economy, that is agriculture, industries and services. In another way, all these sectors further classified based on the type of employment, that is organized and unorganized sector. It means that based on the employment, the sectors are classified into two. One is organized sector, another is unorganized sector. In other words, we call formal sector and informal sector. Okay, let us see that how is employment in organized and unorganized sector. In our India, 92% of the workers we find in unorganized sector. Only 8% of workers are in organized sector. Then what is meant by organized and unorganized sector, right? Look at this pie chart. What do you understand by this pie chart? This pie chart shows that 92% of the workers are in unorganized sector. Only 8% of the workforce we find in organized sector. Okay, so how is employment in these two? Okay, what is organized sector? Organized sector is a sector where we find a defined pattern of employment. What is that? A defined pattern of employment. Their employment is regular. Every day they get work. That means they have assured work. Assured work in the sense, definitely they find work every day. Okay, and employment is regular. Employment is regular in the sense their employment is constant. They earn regular income, and these employment we find in the sectors which are registered by the government. Okay, for example, in textbook we find one example for the organized sector, that is Narsimha, and Rajeshwari for what to call unorganized sector instead. So here, what is organized sector? It is a sector we find the employment is regular. Okay, that means organized sector covers those what to call places, those what to call sectors where employment are regular and people find assured work, right? Here Narsimha is given in the textbook, who is working in a government office. Understand? Where? Government office. So how is the work in government office? There the work we find regular. And those who are working in government, they are not terminated, so that their employment is regular and every day they find work. Understand? So these people working in government's offices, they find a regular income and their offices are registered by the government. What do you mean registered? They registered their factories and what to call production things for following certain norms, because they follow certain acts and stand, that is a factories act, then minimum wages act, and shops and establishments act. In this way, as they follow all these rules and regulations stipulated by the government, those are called formal sectors. What we call formal sectors instead. So organized sectors are called formal sectors. Understand? Their employment pattern is regular. Okay, they work. They find the work regularly. Okay. The next we see here the workers enjoy the job security. What I am saying here, I am saying the facilities in a organized sector. Okay, so how is the organized sector here? In organized sector, employment is regular. Employment is regular and work is guaranteed. Every day they find a work, right? For example, government teacher is there, or what to call an MRO working in a collectorate. Okay, then what to call a tehsildar, right? The collector, uh, and what clerks, and then what to call these all people, they get assured work. Their work is guaranteed. Understand? These people working in the sectors, and those sectors are registered at the government, that they follow certain norms. What are the norms they follow? Minimum wages act. That means compulsory certain wages to be paid according to that act to the people. Okay, those who are working there. The next is that what is there? They find job security. Once they get a job, they are not terminated. Okay, they are not terminated. It is the rule, and they work for only fixed number of hours. How many hours? For example, the government office starts by 10 and ends by 5. That's all, right? Ends by evening 5. So this number of hours of working is fixed. It will not change. If they work extra hours, then the extra wages are paid. That means here overtime payment is made to the workers when they work beyond the limited working hours. And in every month they get what? Paid leaves. What in by paid leaves? Do what you call, though they do not work in a particular day, that day wages are added to their salary. Understand? So that is called paid leaves, and payment is during the holidays also they will get payment. Understand? For example, an MRO gets salary including the Dasra holidays, right? And they get a provident fund after the retirement, pension they will get. Okay, and some more facilities will be there, hospital facilities, right? And whereas just now we have seen that shopkeeper, a rickshaw puller, an auto driver, do they get paid leaves? No, right? Do they get income during the holidays? No. Do they have provident fund? They do not have. So where is good working? It is good to work at organized sector. So organized sector is a sector where the pattern of employment is fixed one. Okay, and there will be regular work and regular payment will be there, job security will be there, and they enjoy the work because work is limited. Much more work is not provided. If they provide extra work, extra payment will be paid to them, and medical benefits they'll get from the organization. They may go for what? Getting the medical benefits. Employer keeps guarantee for a drinking water and safe working environment. When they retire, they get a pension, right? This is the facilities given to the workers who are working in a organized sector. So as they follow all these norms, it is called formal sector. Which one? Organized sector is called formal sector. So they enjoy the work. Understand? So people who work in the government and certain companies like Singareni Collieries and some large establishments are called organized sector. Singareni Collieries are there. it is a company, a large establishment, a large established company providing many facilities to their workers. Singularly quarters are provided. Then education is given free of cost to their workers children, right? Hospital facilities are provided to them, and certain electricity also provided some free of cost to them. Okay, so these are there in Singarenis. So in many companies which are registered with the government, they follow many of the acts which are given by the government. So people who work in the government and companies, they enjoy the job security and work because they are in organized sector instead. So what are the examples for organized sector? You see here, call centers are there, in an industry where they are producing certain products, right? And coming to the unorganized sector, that is informal sector, many of the sectors which are outside the government control are called unorganized sector. Unorganized sector is a sector where we find many small and scattered units. Scattered means which spread uh, across different countries, and those are not within the control of a government. They do not follow the rules and regulations given by the government. So what is unorganized sector? Unorganized sector is a sector where we find many small and scattered units which is spread in different places. Those are small. Okay, what is meant by small here? For example, a shopkeeper, right? And what to call candle maker in such a way. Huh? Then institutions which are running on their own. So they are outside the control of government. That means they do not follow all the norms, that means rules and regulations given by the government. So they do not follow rules and regulations given by the government. Okay, and the payment will be low because they do not follow minimum wages act. Which act? Minimum wages act they do not follow. Many of the workers working in unorganized sector are not getting the payment according to their work, and the job is irregular. Every day they do not find work. They may be terminated at any time, and there may not be provision of payment for overtime. Their workers are forced to work extra hours, but for extra hours there won't be overtime payment. Okay, there won't be paid leaves if they do not attend the work in one particular day. Then the payment is not given. Holidays will not be there. Okay, and leave due to sickness also will not given. In organized sector they find general leaves and leaves due to the sickness, holidays they will find. For all these things payment is made in organized sector, whereas in unorganized sector these will not be provided, and there is no job security. Okay, once they recruited into what to call a work, that work is not permanent, they may be terminated at any time. Okay, that means the job depends on the work available there. Okay, if there is no work then there is no job. So these all the difficulties we find in organized unorganized sector, we find in unorganized sector. Okay, so nobody likes to work in a unorganized sector. But what do we see here? 92 percentage of the workers we find in unorganized sector. Only 8 percentage of workers we find in organized sector. 92 percentage of the workforce in unorganized sector. So why does we find 92%, which is very high in unorganized sector? Because employment opportunities have not increasing in organized sector. Okay, as employment opportunities are not increasing in organized sector, people not able to find job in that sector, they are coming into the unorganized sector. So in unorganized sector, the work will decide the payment. Okay. So if less work during some seasons, some people may be asked to leave. For example, if you take agriculture sector, right, there some casual workers will be there. In the textbook, we find a Rajeshwari example. Okay. Who is Rajeshwari? She is a worker in construction site. Okay. So does she get work every day? No. So in unorganized sector, work, that means the employment depends on the season. If there is no season for the product, then there won't be job. And the job security depends on the employer's wish. Okay, look at that. Work depends on the whims of the employer. What do you by whims? If the employer doesn't like it, okay, without any reason, then he can terminate. Understand? So it depends up to the satisfaction of the employer. Understand? So changes in the market situation. If the market is not good, then also we see that employment is terminated to the workers working in a factory or institution. The best example is that due to the corona pandemic, many of the what to call activities, production activities are decreased. Now the lockdown is lifted. So what do we see here? Many are working to certain level, but only the schools have not opened here. Understand? So that what here, depending on the market situation, many are not finding employment here. Okay. If they find employment also, that is with less wages. Understand? So unorganized sector is different from the organized sector. So many people wish to work in organized sector, but employment opportunities are not increasing in organized sector. Okay, there is no recruitment notification from the government. Governments are not giving the recruitment notifications. Okay, so that we find less employment in organized sector and high employment in unorganized sector. Okay, let us see that some examples for unorganized sector. See here, some are working in the construction of an apartment or building. So do they find work regularly? If there is no construction site, construction work, do they get work? No. So their employment is not defined one. Okay. Some are working in the agriculture field. Okay. Then next year, see, the unorganized sector includes large number of self-employees also. What do you mean by self-employees? A shopkeeper, an auto driver. Some will go on selling the things moving through the streets. We call them street hawkers, street vendors.